or when you guys went fishing, do you remember the time in Seward when you took a picture of Gary in front of all those fish? It was posted that you were not to take pictures, and I said, but oh well, who says you have to follow rules all the time? And
That's right.
Thanks for remembering.
Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. It is now officially 7:33. I wanted to come on and share, obviously, that today I did a really good job. So I did wake up around 5, obviously, and I was super happy and excited. I did also have to go tinkle, so, girl stuff, right? But anyhow, I did have to go tinkle, and then I officially woke on up, and here I am now, ready to take on today. Very happy and excited that I did really well with sleeping in. So also listening to my body, right? And knowing that, it's not really super good, right? To go hog wild like that all the time. And also know that you can sleep in and then still be on pace, right? So it's kind of like a knowing your limits kind of thing, right? So I know that it only takes me so long to get ready in the morning. And I also know that it's cloudy out today, but that doesn't deter a hike, right? So it'd be better to just, go on your hike, right? And that's also your way of taking it slower and faster at the same time. Because obviously you have, obviously when you're hiking up a mountain, it's not as many steps, right, as just walking on a flat surface, right? You can't get them as fast, right? But you're also increasing the intensity, and then you're also, getting them coming down, and then you can relax for the rest of the day, right? So it's kind of really cool how that all works. Yeah. So like I said, other than that, that's pretty much the gist. You guys also saw Graham and I. We talked for a good half an hour. And then that was pretty much the evening then. So, yeah, definitely very happy and excited to have known my limits, right? With sleep and all of that. And like I said, after I went tinkle, I went right back to bed and I slept really, really well, right? So, yeah, my watch says otherwise, but I definitely know I fell asleep right away again. So, yeah, like I said, other than that, we're officially ready to roll. So, I'm going to officially go ahead and get on up, and then we'll enjoy our hike later today. We're going to go back to that place where it was supposed to be kind of, where we saw those hornets last year, and obviously get to the chopper, right? So we're going to go there and try to walk that trail out a little bit further. And just kind of see, what's all further on down that trail. Like I said, hopefully, obviously the hornet's nest ends it there. If not, no big deal. And speaking of that place too, and because of that, I'm gonna take my Tupperware container, because you guys remember last year, right? So I took it a step up, right? So I kind of made it a 50% up Super Lush Life, but it wasn't even a Super Lush Life day. So obviously remember how I went into the mountain there, and then obviously got those blackberries. So I forgot all about that. So we're definitely going to set ourselves up for some success. We're going to take that today, and then I can make some blackberry cobbler, right? So definitely gotta, again, do not know how I forgot all about that. But hey, like I said, I've been busy with Florida stuff, right? So it is a little bit different, right? So certain things you luck out on, other things you don't, right? As far as making it at the right time. Whenever it comes to like nature stuff like that, right? Now other things, right? You can make it like that, right? And I shared that last Friday, right? Whenever I did my half of a half marathon, and I talked about the joy that comes from completing, right, a half marathon, right? And I conquered this feeling, right? And all the ways that it's much different than just, well, I conquered it, right? Do you know what I'm saying? So anyhow, let's officially go ahead and get on up and let's have some breakfast, and then we'll officially, like I said, go on my hike and get my bucket. So here we go. Did you hear any more banging last night?
Nope, and I looked and nothing was around.
You guys just saw, obviously, that, miss out on certain things also goes off the Super Lush Life motto. You guys also just saw there that I had a silent breakfast as well, more relaxing, right, than bouncing off the walls, right? So I did that, obviously, as well, and it ended up working really, really well. So anyhow, you guys will see in the rest of the video, right, how good I recovered, right, and how I'm full of energy now because of that. So anyhow, let's officially get into the video then for today. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here is now officially 821. Wanted to come on and share the amazing, exciting news. So, whoa, glad these things are camel toe, guys, prevention, for reals. Anyhow, so yes, you guys can see just how well my stomach is doing, right? So, guys remember last year, right, how it had issues staying up, right, because my stomach would roll it down? Not this year, guys, not this year at all. The flare is absolutely perfect, and boom, right on down. Nice, super flattering, aesthetically pleasing, right? So, maybe I'll do one of those hikes today and stand with my legs just right. Anyhow, guys, we're not going to be doing one of those hikes. Obviously, you guys know, but, yeah, so we will officially, though, like I said, go out and do a hike, and like I said, I just have to get my, Ziploc bag, and then I have to finish one more water, and that's it, actually, yeah, because I'm already all dressed. So, like I said, a good job knowing your skills, right, and knowing how to slow it down properly, right? It's also take it as like a race, right? Sometimes you have to slow down to actually win, right? Because everybody else is so worried about staying so far ahead that maybe they take the turn a little bit too fast, and now they have to like slam on the brakes or even go off the course, right? And guess what? You slowed down at just the right spot and then you could win, right? It's also even like that with racing, right? Like you have to know your limits, right? Like, do I slow down at like 2.5 minutes, right? 2.5 miles, right? Do I slow down there for like, depending on like, you see how far ahead you are or how far behind you are from people. And then you can judge, okay, well, I've seen them be, kind of slowing down for a good, let's say they slowed down at 1.7. So just after halfway, right? But they didn't actually just stop and start walking, right? And so you try to figure that out and take an educated guess, but you only have a couple minutes to do it, like maybe 2 minutes, right? And then after that, boom, you just take off, right? And you can beat them because you know that they're going to slow down right at the very end there, right? So, yeah, also, like I just said, you have to slow down, right, to get ahead sometimes, and or to keep in that groove, right? Because this is Super Lush Life, guys. So, and also, speaking of yesterday as well, how I'm going to come back, that will also be a Super Lush Life 2024 to 2026 conjoined extravaganza, right? Because, again, that's exactly how I went down last Super Lush Life, right? It was to Indianapolis. There was a couple stops, though, in Ohio. But then it was Indianapolis, then it was Lexington, Kentucky? No, Louisville, Kentucky. There we go. The Louisville Slugger, right? Those bats are actually from there. And then it was Nashville, Memphis. Well, then there was Texarkana, and then Dallas, and then Waco, right? And then that was that. So, yeah, like I said, it's definitely really, really fun. And that's awesome, right? That it actually ended up being that the, I still can't get over how amazing that is. Absolutely amazing, guys. And that's also really cool. I'll show you guys one more time then. But like I said, that the rental car, right, is like right there too, right? So yeah, it's really, really cool, you know. They probably do that because they know, right, that people are getting off there and they're gonna need somewhere to go, right? So great business, right? So obviously any place can do business like that, but you maybe get a more influx, right? But then also for the people who have cars, then they're gonna have to go to another location to get their car because the influx. Well, no, because you would probably order ahead still. But anyhow, let's officially, like I said, though, go on the hike. Let me show you guys this one more time. Super, super awesome! I love it, guys. This is freaking awesome. Fits right on up in there. Nice and snug, right? I love the nice little connector point right here. Heck yeah. You know, and that's actually also really nice that you don't have it. You know, like it looks like it's gonna just get in your way, but no, it doesn't. Well, not least whenever it's like this, right? So, you know, you don't have a whole bunch of stuff that could get in the way, right? It just comes right on down. And this obviously here is not camel toe, right? No, it's not. This is, though, which I love. So, alright guys, anyhow, let's officially go ahead and get on this hike. Here we go. Me and you. It's just me and you. No, actually, it's me and my followers that are going to officially hike on up in here and check these berry situations. And, oh, wait. Guys? The thing isn't moving, though. It's not moving. No, okay. But maybe it's actually just standing there. Anyhow, so like I said, a different version of let's go pick me and you picking wildflowers. Well, me and you, baby, right? So, anyhow, that's officially the version this time. So anyhow, let me look and see what that thing is. It's a stump, guys. That's all it is. It's just a stump. It's just a stump. It's just a stump. Anyhow, guys, so we'll officially go ahead and get on up in here. I'm very happy and excited to go in. And then, like I said, we'll definitely map it coming out. So we save my watch battery and everything. Obviously, it's still at 78. I mean, I just took it off last night. But, yeah, like I said, we'll officially go on and get on up in here. And then, yeah, we'll enjoy our hike here this morning with you. Or me and you, right? Or me and Yins. There we go. So, anyhow, I'll talk to Yins soon. Well, guys, here I am on my way in. You guys can see. There everything once was. That's definitely a cardinal nest. So, that's really, really cool to see, obviously. I didn't make it up here in time to see it, but there it was. So anyhow, guys, I'll keep right on hiking on up, and then yeah, we'll get to you guys once we're up here at the top. There is like I said, not many berries. I'm very surprised indeed. There's not many berries. Look. Oh, guys. What are these? Are these? No. Guys, these are grapes. Oh my god. No way. Wild grapes. How freaking awesome is that? That's pretty freaking awesome. And look, straight behind me. Nothing but blue skies. And also, come to think of it, it's actually almost been a year since he died, right? So that's cool. Well, in that sense, right, that, you know, you get to sing his anthem. Well, his most known for song, right? They used to obviously do those in some commercial. I think it was for like, was it like a depression commercial for like you know, some kind of like psych med or something. I don't remember. But yeah, like I said, there we officially go. So, oh my god, Look at them. It almost reminds me of, well, almost, right? Well, it'd almost be 2 months ago at this time. You guys can smell it. Those wine country, right? The wine country, Pennsylvania, the brewery part, right? Where have all those. I don't know exactly what grapes they are, but they're used for you know, wine and stuff, right? So anyhow, let's walk the rest of the way up here. You can also tell that there isn't much around here because I've walked into a couple spider webs and there was that bird's nest. So who knows? Maybe we'll see some deer, right? Like last year. That'll be fun. Check those deer out. Alright guys, I'll meet you guys up here. Guys, look at this. I hardly believe this. Look, there's nothing. Nothing, guys. Look, they're all gone. So I hope, obviously, the tide is different, right? So the tides change, right? Like Myrtle Beach, obviously. The tides are changing there now, obviously. And we saw with the boardwalk, right, Cam? So hopefully now tides will change once we get up there, right? So anyhow, let me get on up there and then we'll work on our berry picking and everything else. So I'll talk to you guys very soon. Hey guys, almost to the final leg. You guys can see, looks like they are all dried up. Right up around here is that bend that I obviously did last year. You guys remember when I was doing the foliage? So yeah, it's not looking too promising, guys. Not at all. But today also as well is going to be a stream day, but it looks like the weather person was completely wrong. So I'll have to find ways into the stream. I do actually know a couple streams. I just need to know how to get into them. Like where to park, how far up to walk. Because they definitely are wrong. The high pressure must have... there was like a high pressure right over Maryland, right? And then, you know, like, I don't want to say like Hancock, Maryland, Cumberland, Maryland. So there was high pressure there, and then there was low pressure that was pretty much moving right over Albany. So I guess the high pressure must have moved up north more, because look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. So yeah, that must have been what happened. But anyhow, let me get up here to this fork, the crossroads. Keep an eye out for any berry patches along the way, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Alright guys, look at this. Bummer indeed. Look at this. Oh my god, guys, look, no way. Oh, Eureka, guys. There's all of those way up there, but it looks like either the birds got to them, the bears got to them, or humans got to them. One of those three. So now that we're up here, you know, we're on the level. It'll be super nice. It's not even 10 o'clock, so we can really take our time and walk on through here and check and see with you guys. So yeah, it looks like clouds are coming in now. Yeah, and you want to look this way because the clouds are moving this way. So yeah, maybe, guys, maybe they were right, you know. And this is just a little snippet of the morning. Alright, so let's walk on out here together and check things out. Alright, let's check this. This first place was really big last year. And now look at it, guys. Just a couple not much there. Let's get up to the next spot and check this next spot. Oh, and I guess now I can get into that bear with you guys. Obviously, you guys know, they definitely, you know, it almost reminded me of my trip to Florida this year, my first trip on, that was day 9. Yeah, because I still had, remember, I still had 2 nights. I had that night, and then, was it 2 more nights or just 1 more night? Anyhow, when I played with the volleyball with that girl, remember, I was telling her about, you know, different things, and you can tell that she flies because, you know, or maybe she never paid attention to it, but I was like, yeah, you know, in order to get out to Pittsburgh International, you have to drive, like, you know, so far from the city. You would think there would have been a place that they could have made it, you know, easier, right next to the city. But also, who would want that then, all that air traffic? Let me show you guys here. And here too. It's just a little bit too late. And obviously when I told her about different places in Florida, she's like, "What? How long does that take? A couple hours?" You could definitely tell she flew a lot, right? So obviously it's like, you know, out near the ocean, right? Because actually Ocean City, Maryland, right? So it's like, yeah, out near there, yeah, you can do that, right? You can't do that here in Pennsylvania, right? You might be able to do it in the city parts of Pennsylvania, like Reading, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, right? Allentown, Monroeville, right? Obviously, yes, bears go anywhere, right? Technically, the entire outside is their home, but, oh, look at this. Guys, that's a perfect mushroom. Oh my God. And yes, obviously bears do get trapped, and they're more likely to be trapped in the big cities because they usually don't try to trap them and relocate them until, you know, they've done some terrible things. Look, guys, even in through here, nothing. There's that big anthill still. Whew, that's a big one. But yeah, like I said, they don't usually do that until they become a nuisance. And then after so many times of trapping, the bear just doesn't go to that area because it knows every time it goes there, it gets trapped and it gets relocated, right? So obviously, you know, you definitely would think, right, that they probably would have known that, but they didn't. So obviously it was actually seen on their back porch, because he's taken out his trash last night when I came through. And yes, indeedy, he's like, yeah, it was on our back porch at 1, and then I pounded on that, you know, door, and then he ran. Give me 1 second to switch my hand here. So it's like, yeah, you know, and then he ran. It's like, I'm glad he's not, and you could tell too, because like, I'm glad he's not an aggressive bear. Well, every bear can be aggressive, right? So obviously, oh, they won't hurt you, they're just like the cartoons. Nope. You get between their cubs and them, it's not gonna be pretty, right? And those are times where you have to do what that video said, right? And stand your ground and know that, you know, again, know within reason. There's only so much you can tell because their speed increases so fast, and it's such a short distance maybe between you, them, and their cubs. But stand your ground and get a really good shot with pepper spray right in their eyes, and you'll be all right. And then haul ass, right? So, but don't haul ass until then. So, anyhow, whoa. Oh, you can't see it. Because that is one big spider web. Oh, yeah. Like I said, you know, it can definitely turn aggressive too. Because if that dog starts barking, well, then, you know, it's gonna be like, okay, well, I gotta fight for territory, right? You know what I'm saying? And then it could scratch the glass, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like I said, you know, we're not gonna do anything about it. Graham said, you know, if it gets bad enough and they're pretending, or either really just not educated in general because of where they came from, we will obviously call, and then Graham will be like, hey, look, like, you know, you should probably speak to them a little bit about this. This isn't cool, right? Because coming up, you know, Graham will obviously be doing the trash maybe after dark. Well, no, not really. She'll just have to make sure she gets it done. But definitely don't want a bear out there, right? So anyhow, guys, let's keep rolling. Even though this is slightly a bummer, right? This slight bummer. Thursday or Tuesday, right? So, alright guys, let me officially get on up here a little bit more, and we'll talk soon. Hey everyone, your girl is here. Bummer, 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 bummer. So, obviously you guys can definitely see that they were right. Here come in the clouds, right? Welcome to August in Pennsylvania, guys. Welcome to August in Pennsylvania. So, anyhow, what I'm gonna do now with you guys is walk on in here. We're gonna check and see, make sure there's no hornet's nest like last year, right? And then we're gonna get on in here. So, yeah, let's officially check it out. I don't see any hornet's nest hanging from the tree, which is nice. And I didn't bring my, let me check. Yeah, I didn't bring my tripod, my bendable one. But it doesn't seem like I'm gonna have to, because there are a lot of really nice, you know, trees and stuff in here to lean it up against and get some nice pics for a thumbnail. Obviously, you guys saw I did that during my spaghetti, right, on Saturday, right? So that was good to get the stuff done on Saturday, right? Spaghetti, or chili, my bad. Alright, now it's not way up there, is it? No. Okay. So, we got free range, guys. Free range to check out all the fun stuff in here. Now, we'll see if I see another trail cam this time. I don't know. We'll have to see. I heard that, I think it's like an archery season of deer or something. It's actually coming up here very soon. So, we might actually, we have a higher chance of seeing one. But, definitely nice through there, you know. Always like pine needles, you know, amongst some trees, right? Like that. This is decent, honestly, but guys, no. Look. Blend right on in there. That's insane, Tuesday, guys. I was just talking about deer, and I look over, and boom. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there were 2 bucks there. Looked like they still had some velvet. But yeah, there they were, laying right on down, guys. How about that? So, we were just talking about that. And also, guys, it just happened to me yesterday, too. This might be a sign. Well, obviously I work tomorrow, so probably not. This might be a sign that, you know, this is going to be, well, obviously I don't have off on Friday. Or I have off on Friday. So, this could be a Freaky Friday, guys. This could be my sign. Because, guys, I was just on my run yesterday and that happened. Oh, my God. No way. Here, I'll flip you guys around and you guys can talk. Oh wait, go back down to 1, Alyssa. Doesn't appear to be anything. Guys, I wonder how soon they saw me before I saw them. Probably a while. Look, and then it like kind of like cuts down, you know? You know, this would be a good vantage point, guys, you know? Obviously, you're hunting right off the trail, but think about it, you know? Or they want to run down and then run up once they're down in all of that, you know. Here's this side of the trail. Got lots of yellow guys starting and pale greens. It's time. These again are very good signs for me. It means South Carolina foliage coming up. Hey guys, it looks like there's a clearing coming up. So we'll have to check it out and see what's up there. Let me actually go ahead and cut the film for a minute or two. I'll be right back on with you guys once we get up to the clearing. Alright guys, there is obviously private property sign. There's also like a little house or something down there. Alright guys, so as you guys can officially see now, there is obviously a groundhog or some kind of hole, right, that I need to put my GoPro down. So, since I didn't have much luck with what can't I think right now? Oh, the groundhog holes, right? We'll officially try for that hole. So, we'll definitely make our way back up here. But you guys just saw and heard, right, that it was obviously posted, and I'm just not that kind of person, right? So yeah, decided to start walking on back. And actually, we'll go down the hill this time and explore down there and just kind of see, what comes up, right? And walk down the back side of this mountain. So, or the front side if you're on that side, right? So, anyhow, guys, let's officially go ahead and keep right on a rolling here, and I'll be back on with you guys once I'm up there. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Alyssa, come on, girl. Watch your step. Watch your step, girl. Come on. You can't be doing any sprains or any breaks. You can't be doing that stuff, girl. Get it together. Alright, I'll talk to you guys very soon. There it goes. Down in there. It was sitting down in here whenever I came through. Alright guys, it's now officially 10:43. I literally can hardly believe this. This is expansive down in here. So you guys can see, I literally just came down that hill. Remember where I got the photo last year? Well, I came down that, and here is what it turns into. So it doesn't look like there's anything straight ahead, but we're going to take the trail to the left today, and we'll walk down there together. Not hit that and spin it up, right? Hit your flip around, right? So obviously you guys saw the camera does that a lot, right? It flips it around, right? Like I'm focusing right next to something. Oh, that freaked me out a little bit there. It's like, oh, well, what is this? So, yeah, like I said, there's just yellow fence up here. Guys, look at those purple flowers. Oh, look. Guys. Breathtaking. Oh my gosh. Guys, that is, wow. I gotta make sure I get that in a film picture. I can make this a collage, actually. I can make that into a collage with my Columbia. Obviously, they're way too tall to get anything around them, but yeah. So, like I said, guys, I had no idea that this went down this far. But also, I should have known because there's still another mountain before the other mountain, right? Oh my god, guys, now look. We come to this crossroads, and we have a trail to the left, and we have a trail straight down. You know, I'm kind of feeling straight down today. You know, I'm feeling straight down today. There's just something about going straight down and then hiking the rest of the way back up and getting a lot of good exercise here before lunch and then relaxing for the afternoon, right? There's just something aesthetically pleasing about that, right? So, just like me, right? Obviously, we'll get some, well, not this time, but definitely in the fall, right? Perfect upside down. Okay, guys. Anyhow, right, but we will do that sometime. Like I said, just not today, though, but sometime, right? So, anyhow, let's officially check things out here. Let me flip it around for you guys. And this is also confusing, because if you guys think about it, we already came down the back side of the mountain, right? So where we were just walking is way up there on the top of the mountain, right? So unless this is, again, in between the two mountains, but why would there be an extremely high point in between and an extremely low point in between, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit confusing. I don't understand. I don't understand. There's another fence, guys. Another one. Well, we're gonna figure this stuff out, guys. We're gonna figure it out. Wait, guys, is that a house? Oh my god, guys. These are houses. No, I'm joking. Not WTF, but guys, I don't understand. Okay, hang on. Maybe these are hunting cabins. Because they have to be hunting cabins. No, guys, these look like actual houses. We're gonna slowly walk down. Because I'm trying to figure out what road that would be that's down there. There's even like a storage unit. Don't understand, guys. Doesn't look like any activity recently, but you also don't know. There's no posted signs, so there is one light on in there, I can see it. Okay, guys, I think what I'll do is just turn around. I don't know if you guys can see the light that's on. Right there. So, around, Alyssa. we'll give them their respect and not stomp all around. But there's definitely something, right, that's a little bit strange. Because I'm trying to, what road would that be? There isn't any road, though. Because there's a road up and over that mountain over there. But, wait. I bet you it's that first one on the left. And the safest way to get to it is coming back down the mountain. I bet you it's that one. I bet you it's that one. Whew, guys, look at this. Speaking of my grandfather passing yesterday, full 2 years, right there. That's exactly what he wanted his whole life. Because you guys remember how he had, you know, like deer skulls and stuff? Well, he wanted to put deer skulls and use that as like a nice little, you know, just area, right? So, actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get one, right? We're going to try to break this thing off. Except they are extremely hard to break off, I guess, right? But guys, these are perfect, right? For, you know, putting them up. Here, I'll show you guys. So, you know what, let's go down to one. No, they're not. No, come on. No. Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to bring my saw to do it. But yeah, guys, that's what he talked about all the time. Okay, Raven, okay. It's always the ravens. I know, it's a good idea. I know. So, I love how it's always the ravens, guys. That let me know, right? To hurry up or, you know, get in the groove, right? You guys remember that? I know you guys remember that. Body a little bit. Oh my god, guys, look at this. Orange Mountains Majesty, guys, in Purple Mountains Majesty State. Alright, guys, that was definitely long enough. Holy cow, guys, that is beautiful. I love it. I love it a lot, guys. That's beautiful. That might actually be one of those instances where I take off my green. There, I sound like the stream. Alright, Raven, okay. He's all excited to see my photos. He's like, hey, come on. Especially last fall, remember? There was that raven, and I had just started to get ready to take some shoots, right? But I was talking about something, and he's like, hurry, hurry. I had to take off my shirt and get into my white mesh or white lace sports bra. Yeah, so that's pretty fun. Guys can definitely tell I've been going hog wild recently. For reals. 20,000 steps, 20,000 steps, 18,000 steps, 20-some thousand steps. Like, it's insane. Gonna feel this in the morning because we're going hard tonight. And also, speaking of that and vacation, so I did actually see as well that there obviously isn't a thought, right? Because there is only their whole life really revolves around the shallow reefs, so they don't usually mistake people for paddleboards, right, for seals, right? The only sharks that really actually do that are the great whites, right? So because obviously, you know, they're out in the deep ocean, and obviously near islands, right, where the seals are. Obviously the islands are far away, right, from, you know, the mainland, right? So therefore you're already out really, really freaking deep. So of course there's going to be, you know, great whites in the area too, because it's already so deep, right? And then they see the eels, or the seals, not the eels, the seals, right? They see the seals and come right on up. But also, you know, the pressure doesn't bother them at all, which means that they do obviously, you know, they do come close to shore sometimes, right? So you have to be careful of that. What is that? Looks like a trap. Not quite trapping season, I don't think yet. Still a little bit for that. But anyhow, guys, I want to come on and share all those little updates. I'm already at like 34 minutes. So now with this 11, I'll be up at like 44. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. Work on some editing. Alright guys, so that was basically a dead end. Well, not really a dead end. I mean, it is the mountain. But it just turned into a, not a very, you could say like a promising trail. There really wasn't anything down there. So anyhow, I'll officially walk out here in the open for a little bit. Take this down a little bit. Stop it, you bugs. I wonder what the heck this thing was, guys. What is it? Guys, what is that white thing? It's probably just a marker. It's not any albino animal. You know, sometimes there can be albino animals. It looks like there's something smaller beside it, guys. Wait, hold on. Okay, anyhow. What in the heck was that? People have got to let me know in the comments what they think that was. It almost looks like one of those flags that they have at airports. You know? Like for reals. It looks like one of those flags that they have and carry. What is hanging from it too? I have no idea. It looks like a gypsy moth thing. Wait guys, look. It has writing on it. We're gonna figure out what this was. Alright. Oh, it just says made in China or Canada. Guys, that is exactly what that is. What? Guys, I've never heard of like a private like fly-in, right? Like I know some farmers do that with their fields, right? They have all these different like Piper Cubs come in and like fly in right to their field, right? And then they all, that's their way of like getting to the party, so to say, right? So, but guys, I mean, yeah, you could definitely land an airplane in here. It is a little bit bumpy, so you would have to, you know, make sure you landed it just in this big area. But still, what the heck, guys? This is crazy. Absolutely wild. Let's go check out what these white things are. I'll probably speed this up just because it doesn't look like there's much going on. Except this time going down, I'm going to going down to Florida this year. Even coming back too. So obviously, guys, remember I saw the black boar, right? Or like a wild pig, right? I also saw a black coyote, right? And this is actually how the edge of Georgia looks on 95, just like this. Literally, guys, no way. This is exactly what it looks like. Once you get down near like Savannah, so like I want to say like mile marker, probably like, see, it's like 70 to 60, and then they start cutting it into 4 lanes, and then it's probably around the last 30 miles. Obviously, you guys know, it's actually crazy how the first fork, right, is like the longest, right? Or the first fork is kind of the shortest, right? Maryland, pretty short, right? Virginia, kind of short, but not really. No, not Virginia at all. But like Pennsylvania even, right? It's kind of short until you're in Maryland. Then it's short till you're in Virginia. I was in Virginia at like, was that 6? Yeah, it was like 6. Because I remember there was a lot of congestion going towards like Washington, D.C. On, well, 495. Because that's how you get into Washington, D.C. So I remember there was a little bit of a slowdown because it was busy. But yeah, this is exactly how it looks too. So it's kind of cool that it's like the final leg. Boom. So it's like it's the final leg, and then it's also like the shortest leg too, because North Carolina's pretty big, Virginia's pretty big, right? You guys remember? I think I got on there around, I don't remember. It was like around 9 or whatever, and I didn't officially hit Pennsylvania then and Maryland until like 1:32, right? So if you go the Interstate 81, yeah, Virginia is really long. Sorry guys, I hit the button, but yeah, it's kind of really cool, like I said, because you have, 3 hours in South Carolina, about 3 hours in North Carolina, or Virginia, so that's 6 of the 18 hours. Well, if you're going to Miami, then yeah. So, or 6 of the 13. Probably about 3 to get down to Virginia in the first place. So there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 down, because Georgia is only like 112 miles. The I-95 part of Georgia. So yeah, but like I said guys, there's nothing down here, so it's just a dead end. So we'll officially turn around and call this a fun Track Up the Mountain Tuesday, It's not the best, but it's definitely fun, right? Got to see those 2 deer, Got to explore and see. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. Or actually it might. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely been, almost like a totally chill check too, So anyhow guys, we'll save that for another time this fall. So alright guys, I'll officially go ahead then and get on going, and I'll talk to you guys later. Alright guys, that is weird. So I specifically didn't show it to throw in a freaky twist. Guys, that is weird. So I went up to it and I looked on its reader, and it says 384 kilowatt hours, which is astronomical. So it's like, what in the heck is going on in there? Here comes a plane. Like I said, what could be going on in there? I didn't try the door, obviously. I'm not a person who likes to break and enter, right? But guys, what is that in there, right? Because, if it's one thing, right, like I said, about maybe they, fly in here, right? But you would have the hangar doors on this side, right? Like, what is in there? I don't understand, guys. I don't understand. So, where in the heck is that plane going? I don't understand, guys. I don't understand that either. This is a freaky Tuesday, right? And hey, it's taking place a Friday. Well, or maybe it's just a setup, right? Because this shifts were switched, right? So now, right, we got the shifts are now switched. Like the movie Freaky Friday, obviously they switched bodies, right? So the roles are switched, or the bodies are switched, guys. And, well, obviously now it's Freaky Friday, right? Or Tuesday, right? So everything's already switched around, right? And this is one of the first times this year that I've done, Track Up the Mountain Tuesday. my hikes have usually been on my days off this, year. So it's crazy. But anyhow, guys, I'll officially go ahead and get on going though. Listen to my video walking back. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, so I officially just now made it back to my car, obviously, and I actually finished my video right on time, which is perfect. As soon as I got to my car, the entire video was done playing. So anyhow, I will officially go ahead and get this produced. I'll include the shark thing that I've researched, and then I'll also include a blue albino zebra, right? Because I said, obviously, that there wouldn't be albino zebras, right? But there actually are, guys. There's albino zebras, too. So, anyhow, guys, I'll officially go ahead and get going. And then I also have to include my video that I was talking about with the raven. So, for a flashback, right? So, anyhow, guys, a last 50% Lush life, right? So, since I talked about how awesome it'll be to, group 2024 and 2026 together, right? 2 supers, right? With a super finale, guys. That's something for sure. Yes, indeed, that is something. So let me officially go ahead and download that quickly, and then I'll get this starting producing on the way home, and then I'll just start it. There definitely will be a video later on today, just because this is already lunchtime now. So there'll definitely be a video later on today, and then, yeah, we'll officially talk to you guys later. So I'm going to go ahead and download that film from last night, since I don't have it, downloaded still, and then we'll officially go ahead and, have some fun. So I'll talk to you guys later on today.